Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this video. This is the global.coop directory and map quick guide, and we will take you through some of the features and the navigational points of using the directory on both the Android and iPhone operating systems. So to start with, I'm on an Android phone. This is a Samsung, and we have the directory.coop URL has come up there in my Google search. So that is the URL for the directory, and it is embedded on our identity.coop website. So let's click on that and it will take us straight through to the page. So the information is just loading up here. So this is the directory page. At the top right, we have a select language feature. If your language isn't the default English, you can choose a different one there. And as you can see, the map is showing up with the data points. So all .coop using organizations will feature automatically on this map. And you can scroll around. You can use a pinch motion or a single finger to zoom in, to zoom out, and to scroll left and right. And you can find organizations in your own particular region. So let's zoom in, and you can see the entries start to fill in as we get closer and closer to our particular area. So let's hone in on London here and find out which cooperative organizations are in London. So here you can see the entries at the bottom. In South London, there's an entry. Let's click on that and see the organizational profile. So here's the organization, its name. Below that, you've got the .coop web address that they use. You can click on that to be taken through to their website. Below the web domain, you've also got the contact details and the publicly available address of the organization. And to come back out of there, you can just click this blue tab to the top right. This will take you back to the map, and then you can continue to scroll around and find other organizations. And you have a look around there as well. To ease your navigation, we have plus and minus buttons at the bottom right, so zoom in and zoom out as well. If you get a bit lost while you're scrolling, you can zoom out using that minus button, find your bearings, and then scroll back in again. You've also got an arrow that'll take you up to the top of the page. And below the directory map, we've got a little bit of information here about the directory and .coop. And also how to get your organization onto the directory by registering a .coop domain name. There's a link to click through there, and below that a web form where if you see any abuse of the domain or the directory, you can submit the details through there. So to have a look at some of the other features available with the directory, we have a blue tab at the top left. Let's click on that. And this takes you through to a list of all of the countries in the world that have .coop using cooperatives. And you can go through here and select your particular country that you are based in or interested in. So let's start off with the United States. Oops. Okay, we'll just come back out of there. And as you can see, by selecting that, it lists all of the organizations that are listed in that particular country. And they are listed alphabetically. You can scroll through and find a particular one you're looking for, or just browse organizations that are in your region. So let's click on an organization here and have a look. So we can see when we click on that, it brings up their profile. You've got their domain listed and the link to click through to find out more about them there, plus their publicly available contact details and their address. So let's click and the X at the top right to come out of the organization's profile. Now, if you click back out and press on the top right, you have an I button, which will take you to an About page. This will tell you all about the directory and how it works, also all about .coop. At the bottom, we have information about Solidarity Economy Association. They are really the architects and creators of this mapping software, and you can find out more about them there and click through to the data house where the linked open source data of all of this information is stored. So it is linked and it is open source. We also have a search feature, so if you know the name of the organization itself, you can type this in, click search, and it will bring up the hits for that organization on the map. As you can see, I typed in domains, and it's brought up domains.coop and another entry there. And that's on the global wide search. If you go through and press the 3-tab button, this will take you back to the country list. You can select a country. So let's start with Argentina here. And, oops, sorry, my internet's a bit slow. That brings up Argentina and the list of all of the organizations there. You can go through to the search feature, and as you can see, it puts a filter on. You can see there that it's searching in Argentina, and there's a clear button just below that. You can press that and it will take you back to searching with all of the organizations listed. There is also a tilt and pan feature as normal, so if you would like to have a wider panoramic view of the map, you can turn your phone on its side and it will tilt and open up the view a little so you can see more organizations and have a wider view of the map. At the top there is the menu button. As this is embedded in the identity.coop website, you have quick links here to the rest of the pages on the site. If you want to find out more about domains, the mark, or see .coop in action, then you can click on the links and be taken through and find out all of the information there that is also on our website. So now moving on to the next step. So this is the iPhone. Most of the main basic features with the iPhone are identical to the Android, with just a few minor points. So we've searched for directory.coop here, and this will bring us through to the main page. As before, you have the select language feature, and you can see the entries have loaded up there on the map. So you can use a pinch to scroll in and out and to move the map around with one finger, just as before. And you've got the blue tab at the left, which brings up the countries and the search feature too. So just as before, you can click on a particular country. It's worth bearing in mind here that you don't have a back button often, so you'd need to click on all if you want to go back and see all of the different, rather than having a country filter on your particular list. Also, not having the back button means that if you want to clear all the filters and go back to the main map, you will need to use the refresh button at the top right-hand corner of the page. This will clear all the filters and take you back to the main map, and you can start your search again using the pinch and the scroll to find your own particular region. As before with the Android, the tilt and pan feature is the same, and you can use this to get a wider view of the map. So you can just turn the phone simply onto its side and find a wider view there of all the different organizations. So thank you very much for looking at this quick guide. If you have any questions or comments, or you would like to know more, then you can simply contact me at tom@identity.coop. I'll be available for all questions, and particularly if you have your own mapping or database feature and you would like to integrate, we are connecting with a number of organizations globally to make this data available and to bring the .coop user base into more visibility on a global scale. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you soon.